10 o'clock, and we will call to order the regular session of the Houston County Commission for July 11th, 2022. Glad all of you can be with us today. We, in fact, do have a quorum. Commissioner Singfield has an illness in his family, so he could not be with us today as he is taking care of that. Our prayers are with him and his family. Welcome all of you. Glad you could be here. Our invocation today will be led by Commissioner Herring, and the pledge will be led by Commissioner Harvey. If you lost that.
That's great. Father God, thank you for this time we have together today, God, to conduct business, God. And God, I pray that we'll always put you first in every decision we make, God. And God, just remember, you're who we're here for, and God, who we live for, and God, this the county business is conducted. God, I pray that it be honoring and pleasing to you. And God, I just know there's many out there that are suffering from different illnesses, and God, just be with them, God, protect them, and God, just encourage them, and God, just help them through. And God, I know you know what's best, and I praise you for that. And God, again, just be with us as a commission, help us to make good decisions that is, again, honoring and pleasing to you. In Jesus' name I do pray. Amen.
Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Gentlemen, we each received copies of the minutes from the prior meeting. If there are no corrections, we have a motion by Commissioner Harvey to approve. Second. By Commissioner Herring. All in favor say aye. Opposed, motion passes. Announcements and comments from chairman and commissioners. The only couple of things I would mention, one of which I really don't want to, but one, I got a notice earlier this morning of the potential for possible weather today and this week. So just ask all of you to pay attention and just monitor what's going on with the weather, not be caught in a bad situation. This time of year, we always have occasional rain showers, but I think there's some potential for some thunderstorm activity. So we would ask you to monitor that. And I hate to even bring this up, but I would ask everyone to please be cognizant of the increased cases in, I hate to even say it, COVID that is going on out there. I've seen some areas and some publications that people are asking people to think about masking again. Obviously, we have not done that as there's no mask in this room, but there are a number of cases are on the rise, and even within our county family and others out and about, it doesn't appear that the cases are extreme in nature, but the numbers are certainly up. And we just ask everyone to be sure to think about taking care of washing your hands and just all the things we asked you to do before, and just be aware of it. I guess that's all I'm saying at this point. So, any other announcements from the commission? All right, and we will move right into the regular agenda. We have no proclamations or any of those kind of things today. The first item is a request to appoint a representative for the 2022-2023 ACCA Legislative Committee. That would be Commissioner Shoup would be the recommendation.
Motion to approve.
Second by Commissioner Herring, second by Commissioner Harvey. Commissioner Shoup has served in that capacity for 3 years. I think so. Okay. I'm glad when you have fun. It is a good committee. That committee is, the way that is set up now, it used to be by district, or I think we have 12 districts, something like that. Now every county in the state appoints a commissioner to be on that committee. So there are 7 members. They work on both the legislative program for our association as well as things we want to see not passed, and collectively work on that and then spend time in Montgomery during the session, trying to make sure those things happen. So we appreciate your service for that. Questions or comments? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion passes. Item number 2 is request to establish county levies for new ABC license title. Motion by Commissioner Hart, second by Commissioner Shute. I mistakenly thought this was our regular annual one on Thursday, but these are actually new licenses: hospitality management program license, and food or beverage truck license. Any questions or comments regarding this? All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion passes. Item number 3 is request to reject bids for PCE Building. Motion by Commissioner Shute, second by Commissioner Harvey. Emily is here. If we have any questions, we discussed this pretty thoroughly on Thursday. We had a grant, a CDBG grant that under Emily's guidance, we were fortunate enough to get. We used the majority of it on a mobile unit to provide health services to our citizens out in the community. We had, I use round numbers, I do that, around $100,000 left to go toward about $160,000 budgeted building. The building came in at $520,000. We chose not to, or we are choosing, if we approve this, not to fund the additional $400,000 on that, but to look at an alternative manner in providing this building that the engineers and everyone involved seems to believe is a better way to handle it, much less expensive. So we want to reject these bids and then work with Sean to try to use this $100,000 on some items to that we were going to have to spend anyway in the general fund to hopefully clear up some of those funds so that we can do some other things. Said all that Thursday and it sounded just as confusing, but that's what we're trying to do. We will have to make an amendment in the grant process that we'll work with Emily on, have a public hearing before. Is that the public hearing we're having at the next admin meeting? Yeah. Okay, it'll be a Thursday week, we'll have that public hearing. I do need to get with Sean though and be sure we can get these funds expended in the time frame. So, or you do, one of us does. Any other questions? Did I make that clear as mud? All right, all in favor of the motion, say aye. Opposed, motion passes. Item number 4 is request to approve corrective replat of lots 6 and 7, block B, and lots 9 through 14, block C of the first addition to Pine Hills Estate subdivision with certain exceptions to subdivision regulations. Motion by Commissioner Hart. Second by Commissioner Shute. Again, this was explained on Thursday. Basically, this subdivision was put in place in the 70s, is my understanding. And the plat does not match what is actually on the ground where the roads are. We are correcting that, and the exception is we're not requiring them to meet our paving, basically, requirements in our subdivision since it's been there so long. Right to do that. So we're basically correcting the misplatted subdivision. That worked. That worked. Yes. Engineer, my attorney said that'll work, so we don't go with that. Questions? Maybe not misplatted, but misconstructed subdivision. One or the other, because they don't match. All right. Any questions? All in favor say aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Item number 5, request to approve a preliminary plat for Mockingbird Hill subdivision. Motion to approve. Motion by Commissioner Shute. Second by Commissioner Harry. This is a new subdivision that we discussed. We have made sure we've addressed all the drainage problems that were discussed on Thursday. This is a preliminary plat, which those of you that know anything about our subdivision regulations is the first step. I can't sell lots or do anything else until we approve the final plat, which will be at some point down the road. This is the first step to make sure the subdivision is done correctly and for all the other questions. And also I talked to the gentleman that had concerns and looked at his information on Thursday also. So, any questions regarding this? All right, all in favor of the motion, say aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Staff reports, Mr. Chief Administrative Officer, glad to have you back. The chair was empty Thursday. Our administrative assistant refused to sit there.
No reports.
She said that's not true. but No report. All right, Mr. County Engineer.
We have one closed road, County Road 95, just south of the nuclear plant. Doing some bridge work there, probably closed for about 2 weeks. Already been notified, so everybody should know, and we've got a detour in place, so. Also, we're gonna start paving Walden Road, Sud Road, and Jordan Avenue, 2 weeks from today, they're gonna start, so there'll be some activity in those areas.
Good.
And also, we've got Mr. Brad Kimbrough wants to come talk about the Ashford project.
Okay. And the mayor.
And the mayor. Secure.
Always glad to have you two with us. Mayor, always honored to have our fellow elected officials, mayors of our community with us too, so.
Well, thank you.
Thank you,
Appreciate you guys allowing us to have a few minutes. You know, we're here basically to say thank you. That's all we'd like to do is say thank you. You know, we appreciate what each of you are doing to help this county improve, grow, prosper, and be all that it can be. We're here to tell you that from the city of Ashford's perspective and from our standpoint, we appreciate what we like to call the partnership with you guys. We truly look at it as that. There are things that you are allowing us to do or helping us to do that's allowing us to do with them that we could never do without your support. And I want you to truly understand how grateful and thankful and appreciative we are. Specifically, we'll talk about a couple things. Number one, the depot area that you guys in the past helped come in and pave that area and the adjacent road right to it, Midland Street, and get that paved and done. We couldn't have done that without you and your support. Also, the property that's really the most visible property in Ashford, about 3 years ago had a building that was needing condemning, and you guys allowed that to be torn down and helped us do that. And then you approved to helped us get that paved. We had a little thing called that virus you didn't want to mention, Mr. Chairman, earlier, that it delayed some things. But basically, we've had that, you've had that in the works and approved since January 20. And because of that delay, you know, we've had some things, but we're here to tell you that wasn't an easy project. It was much more difficult perhaps than even anyone recognized or knew. And you really didn't know the complexity of that until you started getting in and doing it. And so we know that it's the #1 strategic initiative that we have as a city downtown is to get more areas for parking. So our patrons, our consumers that visit our businesses have a place to safely and conveniently park. This is going to accomplish that goal. It's going to allow our city to continue to grow, for businesses to continue to develop, and that's going to be a help for not only the city but for the entire county to have increased tax revenues. Specifically, I want to recognize Barkley Kirkland, our county engineer. He has been wonderful. Everybody out there that's worked on that project has been nothing but professional and efficient. But specifically, we'd also like to mention 2 people that work with Barkley, Ashley Clements and Mr. Tyler Reeder here. Y'all know this, but those gentlemen went above and beyond. They caught things that if we'd have gone out and tried to do this on our own, some other contractor would probably have never caught. They took the time it took. They had the communications with the mayor and I, sit down and say, here's what we're seeing. Here's some roadblocks that we didn't see on the plat that, you know, it was just a pleasure really to work with those three guys and see how well they did. We know that we have a first-class paved facility area now. We know it's going to have some longevity to it. It's not going to flood when it rains. It's going to drain. The ditch that's receiving that drain water is in good shape now, where it wasn't before. And we did this that we know is first class, that they did, making sure it was. And our citizens of this county, and specifically Ashford, saved a ton of money because of the partnership and the collaboration that all of us have done. We're doing it in Ashford with the mayor and council having the wisdom to create a downtown redevelopment authority. That's working well. That partnership, bringing you guys in, and that partnership there has been really, really good. Also, future, you've already looked to help us with the fire department that's been approved and getting that that done, or that paving, site work, not paving, but you know, site work and all done. That's another future need. So those three things specifically that we can point to, the depot, the parking lot, and then helping with the fire department, has been just a godsend. And we just want to say thank you. Thank you for what you guys allowed to have happen. Mr. Chairman, you guys setting this up where you're helping cities in Houston County is absolutely, in our humble opinion, the way to go. And it's good business, and it's helping everybody have hope. Mr. Colbert here, he's helped before and helped with budgets, and we have a little amount coming from the commission to help us each and every year. So we just humbly want to say thank you and appreciate what you guys have done.
Thank you.
Well, I can't say anything else because Mr. Kimbrough says it all. But, and that's why I bring him. But I do want to thank y'all for everything that y'all have done for the city of Ashford, not just in the past few years, but over the years. Mr. Chairman, you have been so helpful to work with Ashford and do what we've needed to do. You've always had an open ear. You wanted, and you would listen and you would talk. And I do appreciate that over the years that I've been mayor and council. And yes, the parking lot is really, really nice. It's professional again. And I appreciate Barkley and Ashley and Kyle for all their hard work. And I appreciate Brad and the ADRA for everything that they've done. But I'm going to give everybody Brad's telephone number next time so that I don't have to listen to how many times are they going to dig a hole and cover it up. How much longer do you think they need to pack it? It's already like glass out there. So next time he gets to answer the hard questions.
But see, that's what we're saying, professionally done. It didn't just come and pave over a crappy foundation. They made certain that it was solid and longevity, and we got a really, really professional, good deal. Thank y'all again. Really appreciate what you do.
A lot of problems. We struck water right off.
Yep.
So they ran into a lot of problems and they handled it, and I do have to say Barkley and Ashley always kept us in the loop.
That's right.
We were always involved, and I do appreciate that. And I do appreciate everything that y'all have done for us, and we're looking forward, Commissioner-elect Shoup, Chairman-elect Shoup, we're looking forward to working with you and the new incoming commissioners in the future, because we can't do it without y'all, and we appreciate it.
Y'all have done a good job. Thank y'all.
Thank
Thank
you.
you very much for those very kind comments. We have always said, you know, we're all in this together. It's not the county, not the city, it's all of us together, and working together, we can get a lot more done. You know, we partner with y'all and all the other communities, and now we also partner as a region. And I think that's one of the reasons we've had such good success in a lot of things that you're aware of, Brad. But I really appreciate y'all recognizing our staff, because we got a chance to do that at the groundbreaking of the Tech building the other day. We don't get to do that very often, but they do in fact do a tremendous job. And it's good when publicly we get the chance to do that. So thank y'all for doing that. Markley, Tyler, all you guys, thank y'all for the job y'all do. It makes people like that come to the podium and say, what a great job we're doing. But it's really them. So thank you very much. Anything else, Parker?
No, sir.
All right, Mr. County Attorney, any report? All right, any questions for the staff? All right, hearing none, then we will stand in adjournment on that positive note. Thank y'all.